So you just watched the video that kind of tells you about what essential oils are and how they work. The coolest thing to me is that essential oils, because they're so itty bitty small, when you just put it on your skin, within 28 seconds it's in your bloodstream. Within 2 minutes it's gone through your entire circulatory system. And within 28 minutes, every single cell wall in your body has been penetrated by that essential oil. And that essential oil can do what it's supposed to do within that cell. So, for me, I think the thing that attracted me the most to Young Living of all of the essential oil companies is that they have this seed to seal process. Young Living has been around for 20 years, and they're the only company to have this seed to seal process. So they own all of their own seeds, they own the land, they harvest their own product, they own the distillery, they own the bottling. Their whole process has their hands on it. They always promise to harvest and control the land in an organic, pesticide-free environment so that I know that I'm getting the most natural, pure product that I can. I think the most important part of this whole seed to seal process to me is the distillation. So what happens is that they take all of the plant material that they harvest and they put it in this tall stainless steel cylinder. It's about 20 feet tall and 8 feet wide. The plants are loaded on the top, and then they add steam to the bottom. The steam runs up through the cylinder and runs past the plant material to pick up the essential oils. That oil and steam combination then goes out of a gooseneck condenser. So the whole cylinder comes to a very top and it comes out. It then goes through and there's water that kind of goes around the outside. And it cools that steam down so it becomes liquid again. That then goes into a big separator where the essential oil will float to the top and they can skim that off, and then just water and steam is left at the bottom. So the one thing that I love is that Young Living will not do a full distillation. They will only use a first distillation, which keeps all of the medicinal qualities intact. It doesn't break any of the molecular structure down, because when it's a full distillation, you're adding more steam and more heat in order to get more oil out of the product. So by adding more heat and more steam, what you're doing is you're breaking down that therapeutic grade quality, and so you don't get the medicinal uses that you might get. The coolest, I think it's really cool to me, is just how concentrated Young Living essential oils are. So it takes 4,000 pounds of roses to make 1 pound of rose oil. It takes 100 pounds of lavender to make 1 pound of lavender oil. It takes 75 lemons to make one 15 milliliter bottle of lemon oil, 27 square feet of lavender to make one 15 milliliter bottle, and 1 pound of raw peppermint to make 15 milliliter bottle of peppermint oil. So I think that's the kind of the cool thing to me, is that just how different each plant material is that's being used. So I kind of mentioned it just then. There are 4 grades to all essential oils. So the top best grade of any essential oil is a therapeutic grade oil. These are pure, they're medicinal, they're steam distilled essential oils. They can actually help with some things. The next grade is the grade 2. These are natural, organic, certified oils. They pass oil standard tests, but they might not have any. If they do, just a few therapeutic properties. The next grade is grade 3. These are extended or altered oil. They're for fragrance. And finally, you have grade 4, which are just synthetic or naturally identical oils. They're created in a lab. Normally, if somebody says that they get headaches or they're allergic to essential oils, they're probably smelling something that's a 3 or a 4 or even maybe a 2. Pure therapeutic grade oils don't normally have that negative effect on people. I think, and so I think one thing that goes to show just how powerful Young Living essential oils are is that they are exclusively, used in over 50 U.S. hospitals. They are starting to do testing on them for MRSA and staph, and for cleaning and disinfecting, as well as for relaxation and pain management. I think it's a really cool thing that because of their purity and their strength, they're able to be used in hospitals now. I mentioned it that there's 2 rounds of in-house testing, and they also, Young Living also allows for a third-party testing. There is no other company that allows this third party to come in and test their oils for their purity. I think that's something that's really important and kind of cool. Something I love about all Young Living essential oil bottles is they tell you what you're looking at. Are you looking at a single, or are you looking at a blend? What is the essential oil grade? For Young Living, it's going to be 100% therapeutic grade. Scary thing is that in order to be pure, you only need 10% essential oil in a bottle. Young Living is the only company to promise 100% pure oil every single time. So when I open my lavender bottle, I know that I am just getting lavender in that bottle. They'll tell you how to use your oil, what the batch number is, so if you have a problem, they can go back and look, and they can figure out if it's just your bottle that might have something wrong with it, or if maybe the whole batch was it, and they missed you when they had tried to get a hold of you. They tell you how to store it, make sure it's in a cool, dark place. Unlike your fatty cooking oils, these have an unlimited shelf life. That's partly because they're stored in the dark bottle. And it will also always tell you the bottling size, so you know which size you're getting, either the 5 milliliter or the 15 milliliter. Young Living, I mentioned, owns all of their own farms. If they don't own the farm, they work closely with other farms around the world so that their essential oils are coming from plants that are grown in the best conditions for those plants to grow. Any farm that they work with is held to the same standards that they have, and if they're not keeping up those standards, then they will try and find somebody else, or they'll go in and kind of work with them and try and bring them up to their standards. So, even though there are a lot of essential oils out there, beware if it's just cheaper, because it may not be of the same quality, same purity, and you really don't know how they're making that oil. They don't promise that they're going to be owning their own seeds. It's all organic, all natural, no pesticides. So beware of that. So with essential oils, there are 3 ways you can use them. The first way is internally. You can put a few drops into an empty vegetable oil capsule and swallow it. Or you could add some straight into your water, especially with lemon or like any citrus oil. Make sure it's in a glass container. I always just try and focus on glass no matter what. Or the other one is sublingually, so right underneath your tongue or in your mouth. Be careful doing this because some oils are really strong and it could have an adverse effect. The second, I always use this one most frequently, is aromatically. So you can either just take the bottle and open it and smell it right then. From the bottle, you can put it in your hands. You can rub them together and smell your hands. You could put it in your awesome Young Living diffusers, which are all therapeutic or hospital grade plastic, so they're not going to break down, especially because Young Living's oils are so strong, they're not going to break that down. Or you could add it into a bowl and kind of steam yourself with the oil. And the last way is topically, so I kind of mentioned this one. So you can rub it on your skin, on your feet. When you're first starting out with essential oils, always use a carrier oil. It extends the use of an essential oil. It doesn't dilute it, but it can help it to go in a little bit slower. So some oils may be warm to the touch, like warm when you put them on topically, and that carrier oil kind of helps slow down the absorption rate because you're mixing it within that fatty oil, so it doesn't absorb as fast as it would have normally. So some basic carrier oils: your olive oils, vegetable V6 vegetable oil, coconut oil, grapeseed oil. I use a lot of grapeseed oil and olive oil if I'm making like roller bottles to like roll on my essential oils. I use coconut oil if I'm going to make more like a thick cream. So there are those different carrier oils. I always suggest starting out with that carrier oil, and then as you kind of figure out how that oil is going to work with you, you can kind of figure out if you need that carrier still or not. And the cool thing with essential oils is that you can use them on your feet. So I didn't realize this before I started essential oils, but your feet are kind of like a direct map of your body. So the top of your head is up by your toes, and then as you work through your body, it goes down to the bottom of your heels. So if I'm having issues with my lungs, let's say, I'm going to rub it right underneath the balls of my feet. Or if I have a sinus infection, I'm going to rub them right underneath the base of my toes. So kind of you can target exactly where you're having an issue on your feet and rub it there, as well as like if I'm having sinus issues, I can rub something right here to help release that and help that work better, both on my actual sinuses, but also at the base of my toes. So that's it for video 2. Get ready, and I'm going to be posting video 3 in a couple minutes.